KC, thank you very much and welcome. Yeah, you mentioned it. Absolutely perfect. It's been a little bit of a circus act here at Fenway, as Jeff Passan just so eloquently put it. But an ideal day of temperatures in the low 70s as fans will flock in here. The Red Sox have won the first two games of this series against the first-place Yankees, who now find themselves in a dead heat with the Tampa Bay Rays in the loss column atop the American League East. We welcome you inside Fenway Park, where the Cy Young winner Gerrit Cole will be on the mound for the first time in this building in about 4 years. You look at the top, and there are the Yankees. You look at the bottom, and there are the Red Sox. However, the silver lining for the Red Sox is everyone in the American League has struggled enough that they're still in this race, believe it or not. At least the wild card, as you're watching ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Yes, Fenway Park, home to the Boston Red Sox forever, and of course the long and checkered history between these two franchises will play out again today. Welcome inside our booth. I'm Carl Ravitch, David Ross, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney is down on the field. A little different lineup than we're used to. You don't have the three-time MVP and Aaron Judge going for the Yankees, but there are actually two guys on this field who are in the MVP conversation.
Absolutely, and one of them is Ben Rice. He's usually playing first base, but he's a DH today, this afternoon. He's got 22 home runs, and he mashes fastballs, and he's been hitting up in the order since the beginning of the season. Last year, they were wondering, can it translate to hits? It has. And for the Boston Red Sox, it's Wilson Contreras. The first baseman has used that wall efficiently really well. There are three guys in all of Major League Baseball that crush starting pitchers with an OPS over 1,000. Wilson Contreras, Shohei Ohtani, and also you look at the Yordan Alvarez from the Astros. But the numbers compare. Rice, Contreras, those two guys are going to be the focal point offensively for these two teams this afternoon.
Yeah, one of two Massachusetts bred kids, and Ben Rice, and of course Mr. Cam Schlittler, who have haunted the Red Sox. And speaking of haunting the Red Sox, you think about Babe Ruth. Gerrit Cole has not actually haunted the Red Sox. He's on the mound today. What does it start? 323 against a guy who has made less than 10.
Yeah, this is a tale of two different starting pitchers. A guy at the back end of his career who's been doing a lot in the game to a guy making his sixth start. Gerrit Cole, 13 years, been all around the league, legit #1 ace, six-time All-Star, and oh yeah, he's got a Cy Young under his belt. This guy is trying to stop this three-game losing streak here today for the New York Yankees, and he's going against a young rookie in Jake Bennett. Jake Bennett, the lefty on the other side, pitching for the Sox. This young man's got elite extension, real fastball command, can throw strikes, elite changeup, and making a really big start in his young career here for the Boston Red Sox.
Red Sox have gotten 9 consecutive quality starts, and Peyton Tolley took a perfect game into the 6th last night, so it's Bennett's ball to pick up now. Yeah, tattoo that NY. You are all set for Yankee fans and the Red Sox. It's ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual. Bundle and save on your car and home insurance. Buster on the other side, Rossi and Eddie back for the first pitch as the Red Sox and Yankees renew a rivalry with a Boston-born guy right in the middle of it. Big bats, big arms. This thing never gets old, and we will have pitch number 1 from a sunny Saturday at Fenway after this. It started forever ago. Of course, the curse of the Bambino, Bucky bleeping Dent. And over the years, there have been some real dark moments, like Pedro and Don Zimmer. And then Aaron bleeping Boone in 2003. There was the comeback in 2004 with the bloody sock and Big Papi David Ortiz. And then, of course, last year, the wild card series in which Cam Schlittler was on the mound and the Yankees were able to take it. That was at the stadium, and today we are at Fenway Park. And, of course, when you think about the Yankees, especially recent history, you think about MVPs and Cy Youngs, and you think about 99, who we mentioned, Aaron Judge. Gerrit Cole last won the Cy Young in 2023. Eduardo already mentioned Ben Rice. And guess who is in line right now to be the leading candidate for AL Cy Young? That's Cam Schlittler. He is from Walpole, Massachusetts, about a half hour from here, and I spoke with him about 20 minutes ago. The Red Sox did not seem to show a great deal of interest in you. A 7th-round pick, right, overall?
Yep.
So does that create a chip on your shoulder, especially when it comes to your hometown team?
Yeah, again, I mean, I think the Red Sox had the pick before the Yankees every round in that draft, and then I know people were texting my dad, whatever it was, like, oh, like, why aren't they taking them? You know, Yankees or Red Sox are the pick before, whatever. I'm like, they don't really draft out of here. You know, I've said that several times, and you know, the Yankees, they'll dig into the Mass guys and the New England guys, and they really are all about, you know, New England baseball. So again, never really had that connection with them, and you know, they choose usually to go in a different way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in terms of where I wanted to be, New York was definitely the best fit.
The ERA's 171 through 16 starts or so, and I think it was Whitey Ford in 1964 you got to go back to. Are you aware of the company you're currently keeping, and what does that mean to you, if anything?
Not really. Again, I'm still learning the Yankee history, you know. I mean, growing up, I was told to kind of abolish that stuff, so you know, I'm still, you know, catching up with, you know, some of the greats and what they've done in Yankees history. And but again, that's not something I really pay attention to. The goal is to be healthy for an entire season, contribute to helping this team win games. And
does Cy Young enter your brain at all? Do you allow that?
I try not to get overly distracted about it, but again, you know it's there. You got to handle it the right way, and if anything, you can use that as motivation, or you can really just let it get to you and kind of downward spiral from there.
At the start of the other night, of course, Yankees committed 4 errors behind him. They ended up losing that game. As he said, I was pretty ripped after that. Starting lineup brought to you by Alexa Plus. Goldschmidt's been an incredible story, followed by Rice, who came in late in the game last night as a pinch hitter. Bellinger will hit cleanup, and Volpe and Wells 8 and 9. We are underway. First pitch from Bennett is a ball down and away to Goldschmidt, whose numbers just jump off the chart. When you talk to Aaron Boone about Goldschmidt, he rolls his eyes like this is just incredible for a guy with all this experience. Bennett's 1-0, swing and a miss from Goldschmidt.
Robbie, you talking about Goldie, or are you talking about Paul?
That's fair. There apparently are a split personality. Home run guy is Goldie. We need an RBI is Paul.
Paul, we go.
I think that was Paul with a take there.
Yeah, it's a good take. That's the first changeup he's seen. Already seen the four-seamer, the sinker, now the changeup. He puts that all on the hard drive, not only for this at-bat, but for the rest of the at-bats against Bennett.
Bennett fires away at a 2-1, and that ball is put on the ground. Durbin, very good fielder, fires across, and there is one down. Caleb Durbin has done it with his glove all year. His bat has started to make some inroads in his first season at Fenway. Goldschmidt retired, and here comes Ben Rice, who absolutely destroys fastballs. And Bennett has made his living with 2 of them. He'll throw the 2-seamer and a 4-seamer, which is a nasty combination for a pitcher as Rice swings hard and misses.
Yeah, he's got an elite fastball, but this Yankee lineup, they're second in the league on slug on fastballs. The Red Sox at the bottom of that category.
22 homers, 53 runs batted in for Rice. That one is down.
Got to love the tempo of Jake Bennett here early on. Guys coming right at you. I think it puts hitters on their heels. The fastball is elite with real good extension and that game-changing changeup.
Rice hits one on the ground, and that is Anthony Ziegler who is there to make the play. There are 2 quick outs on 2 ground balls from Bennett, who steps on the mound, and he is big. He's 6'6", 234 out of Bixby, Oklahoma.
And what makes him special is, even though his fastball will say it's 94, 95, the extension will make it appear as if it were 97 miles per hour, and it gets on you in a hurry.
Hitting third for the Yankees, Ahmed Rosario. This one is stung to center field, but Rafaela is there. And a very convenient 8-pitch inning for Jake Bennett. In and out. Rosario retired. 1-2-3 coming up for the Sox. Garrett Cole back in the Yankee uniform, back on the mound. Tommy John surgery cost him last year, and it's been somewhat of an inconsistent start. There have been a lot of very good outings and a couple of bumpy ones And a lot of people will face today, it feels like, Eduardo, that the hitting, which has been really slow all year, I mean, Passan put it into good perspective on Baseball Tonight, starting to show some signs here recently.
Yeah, some signs. You look at Abreu, who really picked it up early on for the offense, and then Jarren Duran has started to slug a little bit more, but the story's been Caleb Durbin, how he's been able to turn the page from a very slow start in a Red Sox uniform to hitting 330 the last month.
You've caught guys off TJ. Like, how do you kind of coach them through the ups and the downs?
Yeah, I think it's about getting ahead, still working back, getting in that competitive mindset again, just going right at guys.
Masa Yoshida will lead things off. Cole's first one is up and out, and it is 1-0. Yoshida, the designated hitter, followed by Rafaela and Wilyer Abreu. And Cole has Rosario at third, Volpe at short. They shift against Yoshida, who gets into one to right. This one is sending Dominguez back to the wall. It's over. A home run for Masa Yoshida, just his second of the year, and it's 1-0 Boston. Garrett Cole's nightmares against the Red Sox continue very early in this game.
See the numbers at the top left from Yoshida, and the scouting report is simple. He struggles against right-handed velocity, so they challenge him with the velo, and he's able to catch up to it. And he gets it early in the count, starting it soon. Watch the pitch. Love the angle. Fastball up in the zone. A pitch he struggled with. Garrett hits his spot. Yoshida beats him to it.
His first one is now to Rafaela. I mean, Cole's numbers against Boston have not been very good, and much of that had to do with Rafael Devers, who's no longer here. But it's Yoshida who jumps him early, and that one is in there for a strike.
One thing about Garrett Cole's last start, all 5 innings, each leadoff guy got on. You got to focus on locking it in for that first leadoff hitter, keeping that guy off the bases, and hadn't really been able to establish that yet.
Rafaela on the ground, swallowed up there by Rosario, and there is one man down. Numbers against Boston, by the way, as we mentioned, not very good. 2-3, a 5.52 ERA in 8 games started.
You see that ball just leak right to the barrel. Little tail on it. Masa getting on top of it, and that's the one thing you have to do. You're looking fastball, you cheat fastball, you get to it. Garrett Cole wants it back, and Masa's saying bye-bye to it.
Wilyer Abreu now up, and the first one bends in there for a strike. Mentioned it's not been since 2022 that he's been here, but at Fenway Park overall, 12 homers in 30 innings and an 0-2 12:08 mark. This one off the end of the bat, shallow center. Schumann coming in, still coming in, and he'll make a nice running catch as Abreu is retired. All right, so as a catcher, you talked about Cole and that first inning and the first hitters. What do you make of that?
You know, it's just getting locked in early on, feeling, you know, to start the game's a little different than what the stat would say of all 5 innings, that leadoff guy getting on, making sure you're dialed in on your warm-up pitches, executing your spin to the corners, you know, locating and really focusing in between innings on that leadoff spot.
Contreras was involved in a dust-up yesterday. He likes to crowd the plate, and there was some balls that were thrown inside after he had homered earlier in the game, and on his way down to first base started barking at the Yankee pitcher Warren, and that led to both benches and bullpens clearing. Cole is coming inside as Contreras swings at the first 2. What'd you make of this yesterday? Anything?
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got a guy, a lot going on in Venezuela. He's an emotional guy anyway. He's thinking about his hometown. You know, going in, I've known Wilson for a really long time, and his heart's in the right place a lot of the times, but he likes to play with a little bit on his chip on his shoulder. And you could tell, I mean, he hit one to the moon earlier in that game, and so he's looking for anything close to him to be angry about.
On the 0-2, that one's high and away. Yeah, you do remember these guys are people too, and are dealing with all sorts of terrible news coming out of Venezuela, with the death toll following the earthquakes up to almost 1,000. Cole's next one, did he go? They will appeal to first. No. And Eduardo, I know you spoke to a few players about that, and very much emotionally involved, even though they're, you know, half a world away here.
Yeah, 5 Venezuelan players on the Boston Red Sox, 1 in the Yankees, and you know, their minds and hearts and thoughts and prayers are all with Venezuela.
2-2, foul tip.
Yeah, and their people. We saw the passion during the World Baseball Classic and how much just the unity and the flag means to them and their country. And you know, having a conversation with Wilson before, it's like, look, I'm here. I know this is my job, but I want to be helping my people. And his thoughts are over there today around the first base area. He just lost it as well. Emotionally, you were there with me, Rossi, and it was tough to watch.
His brother yesterday in Milwaukee crying as well, hitting a big home run. A lot of emotions.
He is hung in there after fouling the first two off, and the count goes full. And Contreras has been one of the better hitters in baseball since about the middle of May. Ranks first in slugging, tied for first in extra base hits, second in stolen bases.
Long stare in from Cole.
Off the end of the bat, it's going to go foul.
That long stare 3-2 usually means something off speed's coming, some out of the ordinary. Garrett Cole going with the breaking pitch right there. I wonder if he wanted to go in, Eddie.
Let me ask you this. When you were hitting and you saw those long stares as a hitter, would that go through your mind as well?
Well, I was a bad hitter, so there's a lot going through my mind. But yeah, definitely you can tell the fake shake versus the stare in. He's getting a long stare in here, trying to get on the same page early on.
3-2 is on the way, and he will not chase. Is a lot going on better than nothing going on?
No, I promise you. I think you know, keep it simple, stupid. And I was thinking about hands. I was thinking about everything, but I definitely tried to guess along, and some of those long stares, I usually would sit off speed, 3-2, stuff like that. I usually think off speed's coming, especially game situation with I batted eighth with guys behind you, pitcher behind you, stuff like that.
All right, Aaron Duran now steps up. He's been a little bit better lately as well, as that first one is hit in the air towards the line. Bellinger is over there, and he will make the catch in fair territory. Garrett Cole gives up the home run to Masa Yoshida. Ninth leadoff home run that has been allowed by Garrett Cole in his career. Yoshida's second of the year. Boston's got a 1-0 lead. Major League Baseball continues after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. Back to action. Bennett, first one to Bellinger, and that is a swing as he tried to check and nearly got hit by it, but it is 0-1. It'll be Bellinger, Dominguez, and Caballero just underway here on a Saturday at Fenway Park. Leadoff home run, Masataka Yoshida against Cole, and it's 1-0.
Ball's down.
What do you make of the Red Sox? Their last 9 starts, all quality starts. There was a string of 9 strikeouts by each. Peyton Tolley had 7 last night. Their bread and butter this season has been their arms and their defense. That one is just off.
Last time the starting rotations went on a run like that, 2013, Lackey,
Yes.
Lester, Dempster,
Felix Dubron. Yes.
There we go.
3-1 as it pops out of the glove. The Red Sox have leaned into rookie pitchers, as you see. Connolly early, the lefty. They are left-handed and they are young as Bellinger draws the walk to lead off the second. 13th start by a rookie pitcher for Boston. Early, who we just saw, Tolley's made 12 of them. Bennett, Tyler Samaniego has also made 1.
And we got to keep an eye on Bellinger at first base. He's a very good base runner. Bennett, the runners have taken advantage of him. 8 for their last 8 against him, trying to steal. They might have something on him, the other team, so let's see if the Yankees take advantage of it.
That's a great call. Here's Jason Dominguez up. Not going, and this ball is popped up towards the Red Sox dugout. There's a chance for a play for Contreras, and he's there to make it in foul ground. That's a helper for Bennett on one pitch to get Dominguez out.
And what with a slide step? Quicker delivery to the plate, a little bit different for Bennett. It might have just jumped on Dominguez. 2 outs already on first pitches in this game. 1 to Rosario and now this one to Dominguez.
Well, you got to think this Yankee lineup is going to try to jump on him early. He's a strike thrower and likes to come right at you with that 4-seamer.
Here is Caballero. Keep an eye on Bellinger, not going, and that one is missed. So as a catcher, when you have a lefty on the mound, you don't usually see numbers like 8 for 8 against a lefty. What do you make of that?
That means they've got something. The league's got something on him. The teams that have run off him, there may be a tell. There's a ton of video that the first base coach and the base running guy watches. He may have some kind of tell over there that you just don't know about. Teams dive into that, but the Yankees are leading the American League in stolen bases. That just tells you one more reason you got to be heads up.
85 of them as a team. Bellinger in double figures. Then it holds, fires. He misses away. It's 2 balls and no strikes with a sinker.
Especially when he's as quick to the plate as he is.
Yeah.
You know, you would think they're over there talking. Bellinger, the first base coach, having conversations about what they might see. But 8 for 8 with a lefty stands out to me.
2-1. Mentioned that they lead the league with 85 steals. They also lead the league in homers, minus, Judge for most of it with 120. The last team to do that was in 1995, which was a great Indians, now Guardians team. Really good. This doesn't happen very often. The Yankees were responsible for 3 of them. Bennett falls behind 3-1 to Caballero.
Something you're not used to hearing. Bennett falling behind.
Yeah.
Very good control, coming up with the Nationals and then getting traded here. That is his super strength, being able to stay within the zone.
Should get one a hit here. Bellinger leads, not going, and a 3-1. That's in there on the inside corner for called strike 2.
And a little bit slower delivery there, Eddie. Maybe the slide step that he's incorporating is throwing off his mechanics a little bit, not feeling as comfortable.
This will be interesting here with Bellinger goes 3-2, 1 out.
Would you send him, Eduardo?
If you know what, I leave it on Bellinger on this one. I would actually send him. It's not so much about the stolen base, but just trying to stay out of 2 and getting a runner in scoring position.
Red Sox defense has turned 47 double plays. We've seen a couple of ground balls already. That one is foul tipped.
It's really hard, man. When I manage, you send guys a couple times 3-2. If it's a swing and miss, it's pitch and catch for a double play. It's really tough with a lefty on the mound unless you have something. This foul ball there, foul straight back. Unless you have something on him and you can really trust it, it's hard to go right here with that lefty staring you in the face.
Bennett, hard guy to pick up. He hides that ball behind his back before he brings it around and fires it. That's a swing and a miss. He gets Caballero for a strikeout of the day for Jake Bennett.
We talked about extension before from Jake Bennett and the elite fastball ride and an extension. That's a product of him right there. That is when he's at his best. Four-seamer, middle away, just getting above the barrel.
That brings up today's center fielder for the Yankees as Grisham continues to try to get back from his injury. Max Schumann, strike one right down the middle. He has appeared in part of 3 Major League seasons, the A's and the Yankees. 6 hits, 31 at bats for Schumann. Peaks and valleys of a long baseball season. We're at game 81 here, which is literally the midway point of a season. Boston finds themselves just 5 games back in the wild card at 34 and 46.
I'll tell you this, and you nailed it. When he rushes his delivery to the plate, he has yet to even find the zone. The times that he's been able to be more calm, get that leg up,
get that arm back,
yeah. Stay on point. He's been able to hit every quadrant of the plate.
And that's what speed and the threat of a stolen base does that people don't realize. It really affects the batter-pitcher matchup a lot more than we give it credit for.
They've kept Bellinger close, and another foul ball here off the bat of Schumann.
That was his bigger leg kick right there and the longer delivery.
And I got to say, being on the first base side here, right behind Bellinger, he has been moving back toward first base a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like not getting a read on this.
Buster, are you picking anything up there? Can you steal?
That's a 1-6 on the full leg lift.
I'm leaving that to you, Eduardo.
And the load and goes about a 1.3 to 1.45. That's a big difference.
Yeah. If you can keep it in the 1.3s, you're giving your catcher a chance. If you're long to the plate, if you're above 1.3, it's going to be really hard.
That's from release from the pitcher to the catcher's glove.
Yes, sir.
The 1-2 as he looks at Bellinger and will throw over. Got to be a work in progress, right? I mean, all season.
No, that's. I'm sorry.
On this.
Let me correct myself. That's actually when he starts, when he breaks, when he first moves. That's from there to hits the catcher's glove, not release. My apologies.
You're forgiven.
Oh, nice take.
The Red Sox defense. Durbin's already made a play. Sung-Chae Chang is the shortstop. Max. Anthony Siegler and Wilson Contreras with Duran, Rafaela, and Abreu left to right in the outfield. Narvaez catching. Swing and a miss. Bennett gets another one now with a strikeout as Schumann is retired. Leadoff walk doesn't advance via the stolen base. Bellinger stranded at first. We go bottom 2. No big deal. Eddie Ross is going to go play TPC Boston with Anthony Rizzo. You and I are going to head off to Cleveland. We have the Rangers and the Guardians in Cleveland. That is Monday night, 7 Eastern time. You can watch it live on ESPN. Stream Major League Baseball on the ESPN app.
Where's the invite?
Nope, you're busy. Cole's first one. That one just missed, although his catcher Austin Wells thought we had a chance. Cole's on this list, 29%, highest career strikeout rate. Also on the list is Jacob deGrom, and he will get the start for Texas Rangers, 31%. That ball's pulled foul by Durbin. All right, what's the difference with Caleb Durbin? You spoke with him before the game. What's going on?
He's keeping everything tighter, because I asked him originally and he said, well, I'm staying inside the baseball. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean for the average Joe that's sitting in front of the TV eating some pretzels and drinking a beer? I'm just staying tight with my arms, with my hands through the baseball, and it's allowing me in my bottom hand to be able to make better contact and lift the baseball, and the numbers are showing that that's real.
Last 2 games, 4 for 7. That one does catch a piece. This prior pitch was 81 mile an hour as a curveball. That one comes in at 82.
Then he mentioned the shoulder. He said, look, my shoulder also is staying through the baseball a little bit more. I'm not bailing out on a lot of pitches.
Well, even the stance is more closed, right? I mean, you can really see. And I heard him mention to you keeping those hands along the batter's box line right there in front of him, kind of like he said. He mentioned Schwarber talking about really pulling it in, pulling those hands in, and using the right side of the field.
And how wide open he was.
Yeah.
But again, it's how you finish.
Pops this one up, playable. Goldschmidt ranging back, still going, and he makes the catch. A little basket catch with the slight breeze blowing it towards the seats. That's a good play,
really
man.
Difficult play. That's a difficult play because you're hoping that your second baseman's going to be calling you off or not. Instead, you're going after your drifting, and you have to deal with the railing as well.
And the sun, look at the sun on his glasses just shining off there. Little ice cream scoop catch.
What flavor are we going with?
Snow cone, little rainbow.
Okay. Here's Anthony Siegler.
That's out.
And that one is just off. Fascinating story, Anthony Siegler. He was a high school phenomenon in Georgia. Switch hitter, played all over the field. He caught, was a true catcher, and an ambidextrous pitcher.
Wow.
USA Baseball U18 World Cup gold medalist. Navajo, second Navajo behind Ellsbury to play. Of course, Jacoby Ellsbury for both of these teams played.
Sure.
COVID-19 season, there were slumps, there were inconsistency. He was originally drafted by the Yankees.
You found a good nugget about Garrett Cole out of high school, drafted by the Yankees.
In the first round.
Right.
And decided I'm going to go to UCLA. So rather than just be a first round pick, I'm going to be 1-1. Shined at UCLA with Bauer. That's in there for a strike. But Meyer dealing with a similar injury to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. They don't think it's as serious, but it's been bothering him for most of the year. And as a result, Meyer is not there. This one is deep to left field. Bellinger is staring at it, and it's gone! Anthony Siegler's first of the year the other way, and Cole's given up 2 homers, and the Red Sox have a 2-0 lead.
How about that? Green Monster being your best friend. That's the one thing that the Red Sox have lacked this year when it comes to power from the left side, and both runs here scored are from the left side. Anthony Siegler, who came into this season in the minor leagues with 37 career home runs. That's his first career major league home run. How awesome is that?
It's a memorable one.
I love that.
How awesome is that?
First home run off Garrett Cole.
Decent. You hear that all the time. I got him in my book.
That's right. Who's your first home run off, Eddie?
First home run came off Kevin Campbell.
Yeah, Garrett Cole's way better than Kevin Campbell.
On the ground, backhanded there. Rosario, not a fast runner, and he's able to throw.
Wait a second.
Hold on.
Wait a second. Let's first touch on the home run here before we get to Rossi's story, because I'm not letting you off the hook here.
Ooh, look at this.
The
Ooh,
same
that's
thing.
just clean.
But the same thing. The ball leaked again. Found barrel. It was late. But then you have a good friend in the Green Monster.
And a fan.
Yeah. Who many left-handed hitters here in this ballpark use to their advantage.
Well, we watched David. I got to watch David Ortiz pepper that wall in batting practice. I think it's just so set up for left-handed hitters to train right.
Cheng, he hits one that sends Bellinger back. This time he'll stop just shy of the track.
Who was your first home run?
Wait, in the inning over? I think the inning's over.
Who was your first home run?
Mark Grace, a first baseman.
Say that again clearly, please.
Mark Grace, first baseman.
Thank you. You're watching ESPN Baseball. It's presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Eric Cole's got a little homer problem here at Fenway Park, and a couple of fastballs have leaked out over the plate. It's 2-0 thanks to 2 solo homers. As the first pitch from Jake Bennett now is in there. It'll be Anthony Volpe, then Austin Wells hitting ninth, back to the top, and Goldschmidt. Siegler was the Yankees' first-round pick in 2018, and he played with the Brewers most recently. It's his first career home run here today over the monster in left field. 2-1 now, and one just missed. Fourth year with the Yankees for Volpe, who takes one on the inside corner. He didn't like that call.
Well, tap your hat. The thing is, some organizations, they don't want you to do it, but if you don't like the call,
Yeah.
I mean, that goes right there to 3-1. You're down 2-0. Not a bad time to be able to do it if you really adamantly believe that he missed the call.
Well, he was unsure on the first pitch, too. The first pitch was borderline as well.
Bennett struck out his last 2, and he will not get one there, as he got Caballero and Schumann.
It's got to feel like the more you get right when you tap your hat, the more confidence you have. But you miss one, you feel like you let the whole team down as a hitter, I'm sure.
Somewhat interesting, Mickey Gasper, another Yankee farmhand, has caught the last 3 starts for Bennett. Today it's Narvaez. Three-two, right back at you, and played by Siegler at second, and his strong throw is there. Well, we were in Omaha for the last couple of weeks there, and of course congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners. It wasn't that long ago that Jake Bennett was in Omaha on the mound at the College World Series pitching against Ole Miss. Ole Miss won that series. Bennett was outstanding on the mound at Charles Schwab in that game when he struck out 10 in 6+ innings. Not the first time we've seen Jake Bennett on a big stage.
Thank you.
He has certainly risen to the occasion here this season for Boston. But yeah, he got to learn under Skip Johnson. Man, that dude has coached a few when it comes to pitching. Sat next to Augie Garrido for 10 years. Coach Clemens' sons when they were at Texas, and Roger Clemens had a lot to do with Skip Johnson getting a head job at Oklahoma. Sooners win the College World Series title a couple of years after Bennett pitched for them in the World Series. Back here, end of the bat, innocent fly ball. Cedon Rafaela, one of the better defensive center fielders in baseball, is there. Quietly, Volpe and Wells go here in the third. Well, here is Paul Goldschmidt. And where would they be without Goldschmidt? Second place?
Yeah, I mean, he is having a resurgent year this year. We're talking to Booney a little bit. It's just so impressive with the velocity that's in the game, and a guy that's at the back end of their careers having a great season. He feels like it's even more impressive to how hard it is. He called it a unicorn. Being able to perform at such a high level older in your careers, a lot of miles. I mean, we were talking Hall of Fame for Paul Goldschmidt in Booney's office earlier today.
Booney says lock. Bennett's doing a good job, guys, of mixing his pitches. You saw that change up there to Goldie.
And it's not only that, it's the counts that he's doing it in. Falls behind 1-0 with a sinker and then goes change up to get now not just even, but ahead in the count 1-2. He can now elevate with the fastball if he wants, or he can go back, change up down and away, but something has to be out of the zone here against Goldie.
He allowed to walk to Bellinger, the only base runner of the day so far for the Yankees, as he bounces one up there to Goldschmidt.
That's that new pitch he's been working on. He was sent down to work a little bit more the curveball. See if he can get a chase out of the zone. I don't know if he still trusts it in the zone, and it's not designed to be thrown in the zone, but did not get to chase there.
I talked to Andrew Bailey, and he was saying that's still work in progress, but he's getting more and more confident with it.
How about Goldie the other day taking Tarek Skubal deep, not once but twice on 2 different pitches?
That's when you know you're feeling sexy in the box.
He's got 4 of, I believe, against Scoobs.
A little Scooby snack.
Yep, 2-2. Goldschmidt, slow roll at a shortstop. And Chang is up with it. Goldschmidt's retired through 3. Jake Bennett hasn't allowed a hit. Boston's coming up 2-0. Big start today. Masa Yoshida, first man up, first man out. He hits a home run in the first, gave him a 1-0 lead, and then it was another lefty, Anthony Siegler, hitting the first of his career just over the monster. As Cole gets set to fire to Yoshida again. He swings at the first one, and that's going to tail out of play on the left field side. Kind of rare, boys, that we've seen 2 homers from left-handed hitters, given the Red Sox have not done that very much at all this year, especially when you compare them to the Yankees.
Yeah, second time this year that left-handed hitters, 2 different ones in a lineup, have gone deep. First time, April 1st against the Astros.
Yoshida in the 4th year of a 5-year, $90 million deal. It's been inconsistent at best for Yoshida. They continually try to find him places to get into the lineup. And if you're a hitter who depends on consistency, that's an unfortunate situation for Yoshida. Tracy said today, though, this was about sort of stacking guys so that if the Yankees want to go to a lefty, would have Contreras ready out of the pen. That's another hard hit ball off the bat of Yoshida. And Masa is 2 for 2 with a home run and a single. Let's go back to the studio, get an update.
All right, Ravi, Tigers off the 8-0 thumping of the Astros last night. Otto, this is Cam Smith helping Houston get going.
Yeah, takes advantage of a hanging changeup from Framber Valdez, drives it over the wall, gives them an early 2-0 lead.
Houston just 2.5 back. Ravi at a wide open AL West.
Just go with wide open AL. Thank you very much, KC. And Adam Ottavino, who knows about this rivalry as well as anybody. Rafaela now up. He squares, trying to lay one down. He fouls it off. Still have that vibe to you when it's Red Sox Yankees? You played in it.
It's always intense. I mean, I was here last night. You see a beautiful day today, but packed house. I mean, Red Sox in last place, 13 and a half out, and it doesn't feel like that when you walk to the ballpark. There's a lot of people here, love this rivalry, the back and forth, and I know both teams want to beat the other side no matter what place they're in.
Cole about to throw pitch 36. That's over the head of the second baseman Caballero. Yoshida will put the brakes on. And the Red Sox have got their bats working against Garrett Cole today.
With Rafael, it just seems like as the game goes on, the better he gets, the more focused he gets. That's a slider that he's able to just hit a little bit off the end of the bat, stays on it. Great ability of being able to find bat to ball. Head stays still. It used to move a lot last year. He's really been working on that. Now you have runners on with no outs.
And a good hitter in Wilyer Abreu flew out to center his first time up. He's got a couple of triples in his last 4 games. Swings, and that's out of play. 25 multi-hit games for Abreu this season, 3rd most in the American League, and 7 games with multiple extra base hits, which is 2nd in the league. Phenomenal arm in right field, Wilyer Abreu. Yoshida doesn't have great speed out there at second base. Rafaela does have great speed at first. Cole off on the corner and down.
Well, this is the exact scenario that Chad Tracy was talking about, getting guys on base in front of the power hitters. Abreu, Contreras, Duran.
Popped up. Shallow right center field. Caballero is out. Center fielder Schumann makes the call. There's 1 out. You kind of hesitated after you said the power of Abreu and Contreras.
Duran's got a little thump. You know, he was just trying to line up the top of that lineup. It was interesting to hear him talk about lineup construction. I always thought, as a manager, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, and especially what the other team has in the bullpen and the matchups you might see further down the line. And when you guys asked him about Yoshida, it was interesting to me, some of his point of view, and it's kind of worked out this inning.
Well, a lot's worked out well for Wilson Contreras with the Red Sox this season. 8th in the American League slugging and OPS, and a big RBI spot here for the team leader in RBI with 48, behind 0-1.
And crushes starting pitching this year. Said it in the opening, I'll say it again. It's Shohei Ohtani. You look at Yordan Alvarez and Wilson Contreras against starting pitchers are the only ones with an OPS over 1,000.
Home run yesterday. Swing and miss there. It's pretty good.
If you look at some of his numbers too, you know, he gets a little bent out of shape when guys pound him in, but that's his weakness. If you want to say he has one, he is absolutely crushing balls out away from him. So a lot of these teams are going to go in or try to get Chase off. Changeup, right on right changeup.
It's back-to-back, and his start of Contreras was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. So, as you said to Mooney this morning, the stuff is there.
Yeah.
That ball is smoked to the gap. There's no chance for anybody to get it. Yoshida's going to score easily. Rafaela, who is quick, is rounding. Contreras does damage. They get 2 more and lead it 4-0 as Wilson Contreras delivers a double.
Always played with passion, and even more right now as his home country is in dire need. Wilson Contreras with 2 strikes. They try to throw a fastball right by him, and he does not miss. 96, tattoos it, 1 hopper off the wall. And this is who Wilson Contreras has been this year, just that guy, the constant, and showing that emotion at second base, trying to rally his team around.
Yeah, that's 114.5 off the bat. That ball may not be round anymore.
Throw that one. That was loud. That was really loud. The Red Sox at bats have really woken up this series. The 3rd game into it, and the Yankees still really quiet so far early on in this game.
They sure have been. As Jarren Duran, they throw behind Contreras, who dives back, and that ball pops out. He will stay right there. Yeah, but the hitting with 2 strikes, the hitting with runners in scoring position didn't really exist for the beginning of this season. Now we're literally at the midway point. you buy into, if you're a player in that clubhouse, this sort of idea, like we're only 5 games out of this wild card race? Is that enough?
I think when you're a player in there, you try to find the positives, but, you know, the reality of being in the game for a long time, you know, I think you've got a month left to figure it out, month and a half. The trade deadline is going to end the season if the front office doesn't believe in you.
No, I think that's an excellent point. I mean, you look at 81 games of 162 and say midway point, but as a manager who's sat in a seat of a team that's struggling, it's like we're actually way closer to the finish line on the decision on the season than we are 81 games.
100%.
That's the guy that is aware of it.
100%.
Throw behind Contreras, and another one that gets off the glove of Volpe.
And guys, Chad Tracy told us before the game that he checks the standings and he's looking at that. He said his players are talking about it. This year, the American League's so mediocre. If you're 5 games out from the 3rd wild card, you know that the teams who are in front of you are basically stationary. No one grabbing that by the throat.
Durant, this one is lifted again towards the line. Bellinger's going to give it another look, but this one is about 10 rows steep.
I think, you know, like Trey said in his office, you're you know, an 8-2 stretch away from kind of being right in the being a game back or so, but I think front offices have a big decision to make, and they try to make those decisions. You see John Henry there. These guys have a big decision to make before the season's over, going into September. They've got some pieces they can move that other teams are going to value.
Someone like Aroldis Chapman, someone like Sonny Gray, who could potentially waive his no trade clause.
9-1 this year is Sonny Gray. Durant chases up top, 4-seam fastball. He's gone. And again, the velocity is there. Yankee fans, what's the level of concern for Cole, having given up 4 runs here as we go with 2 outs in the 3rd?
You know, one thing I've noticed about guys coming off Tommy John, getting back into it, the stuff is really there, but the rhythm, the execution, the, you know, competing deep in the games, a lot of stuff that comes a little bit later. We've seen the leak backs kind of beat him a little bit, and talking to Aaron Boone, he's had a few of those here lately. But there's been really good stuff, really good performances outside of some balls that have leaked over middle in big situations that have cost him.
Guys, I talked to Garrett Cole Lank yesterday, and it was just a month ago that he had that first great outing, 6 2/3 scoreless innings. And I think that what he's feeling like is he understands that on some days, coming off that major surgery, Tommy John surgery, he's had some days where his command has not been there. Some days he said my pitch sequencing is not there. He feels like he's got to lend himself a little grace as he works through this and gets back to being what he is.
Oh, fired one there. That's 100 miles an hour, fellas.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff is real. The other thing you've got to give yourself some grace on is that, you know, you've got some of the big boppers out of this lineup that, you know, if you kept this to 4 runs in 6 or 7 innings, you've got a chance to win the game if your offense is producing. Right now, the offense a little short and a little tougher to scratch some runs.
Yeah.
I just think when you look at the scouting report for Garrett Cole, you know that he's a power ace with elite command, and he has to set the fastball early. If he does that, the off-speed tends to open up everything else. That command has not been there. We see a lot of velocity all around the league, so it's not an outlier if you see 98 to 100, because we see a lot of young pitchers do it that don't have the command. He doesn't. And right now, if the respect of Garrett Cole a couple years ago, because of the lack of people throwing that hard consistently, I think it's just a little bit different. Nothing against Garrett, because he's still throwing hard. But if you miss location, the hitters at the big league level are telling you right now, we can still barrel it.
That's a great point.
And Durbin's been doing a little more barreling than he was earlier, but there he's looking at a called 3rd strike. Cole, a little angry there. He strikes out Durant and Durbin. He's given up as many homers as he has strikeouts, 2 each. Major League Baseball continues after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. That's the back of Big Poppy. Now you see the front of David Ortiz in town, as the MLB app has got you covered all season long. Get personalized highlights, push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. First pitch swinging, and Ben Rice isn't moving very well. He puts the brakes on about 25 feet out from home plate, and he is gone.
How about the Yankees just being aggressive this entire afternoon? They went first pitch swinging 5 times through the order the first time. Still not working for him. Bennett being able to execute.
Second time through the lineup. Rosario flew out to center his first time up. That's in there for a strike. If you're Jake Bennett, right, you're working with Narvaez, you got a 4-0 lead. We got to pound the strikes.
Coming right at him, and especially you see that first pitch roll over. You're definitely coming right at him this at bat. You want to put those guys. It's so much more fun to call a game and to be on that bump with the lead early on, and you know you've got a strike thrower.
3 games at home, an ERA of just over 4. This one has popped up innocently on the infield, waiting for Contreras to come get it. He sees it, and there are 2 very quiet outs. Very little hard contact off the arm of Jake Bennett. There's been some hard contact off of Garrett Cole, and he seems to be saying, I'm done with something. I'm not, no more of whatever we were trying to do, or I was trying to do. Is that what you interpreted that as?
Yeah, I'm done with giving up homers is what I think he's probably done with, but may just be something he's struggling to execute, or just keeps getting whacked as much as he tries to finish. And you know, you get frustrated and you're trying to be on the same page. Him and Austin Wells been working together for a long time.
Bellinger hits this one on a line. Rafaela, and another very quick 6-pitch inning, as Jake Bennett is doing what the previous 9 Red Sox starters have done, giving him a quality start. And Cole's going to get back out there.
Back here in Fenway Park, Chad Tracy, we've seen you guys today. Jake Bennett having a great start. What are you seeing in him?
Actually, looks good. In the second inning there, he fell behind some counts more often than he usually does. About the middle of the third there, he's back in the zone. When he's in the zone, he's usually in really good shape.
We look at the American League standings every single day. It doesn't seem like anybody takes off. How much do you look at it? How much do you think the players are talking about it?
Yeah, there's not a lot of movement right now, so everybody kind of looks at it like, hey, you're one really, a couple good weeks away from being right back in it. So that's how we're looking at it. We take it each day at a time.
Chad, thanks. Back to you, Carl.
All right, Buster, thank you. And Siegler is back up again. He's taking a big aggressive swing at it, and he fouls it off. Yeah, well, certainly one difference between what Cole has allowed today, hard hit balls, and Bennett has not allowed many hard hit balls at all.
Yeah, definitely more hard contact from the Red Sox side. Bennett staying off the barrel as he does well here. Red Sox 6 balls with exit velocity over 93.
Yeah.
Yankees just won that last line drive to Bellinger. That Bellinger hit to center.
Ziegler went yard for the first time in his career, just over the monster in left as he spoils one there. The other ballpark that this would have been a homer in, only one ballpark, Eddie? Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and look, he hits it. This is the ballpark. It's okay, but it's a pitch that Ziegler will never forget for the rest of his career. Fastball at 97 miles per hour, home run off Garrett Cole.
345 batting average. Small sample size, but he's done a nice job. And that one is right at where Volpe is shifted. And Ziegler is retired for the first out here in the 4th. It's just been a little bit odd for Cole, as Buster said, kind of leaning into the inconsistencies of coming off Tommy John surgery, but he's the first Yankee pitcher to allow 14 homers in any 7-game span at Boston. We're going back into the archives with Red Ruffing in the mid-30s and early 40s. Remember old Red?
We weren't teammates, contrary to
the producers. Here is Narvaez after the ground out. Well, if you never faced Red, what do you think? How'd you do against Garrett?
I have no idea. I tried to forget all my stats because there wasn't too many good ones, but I'm sure somebody in the truck's got it. Probably over.
Boy, you know this truck well. That's a breaking pitch. It's in there, and Cole quickly 2 outs here in the 4th. Do we have it? We have video. Let's see, Rossi. Hee-haw.
Tap your hat.
Look how. No. Is that good? Front side flying.
You got him there.
I hit one. I made contact. You guys are happy with contact. You guys are happy with contact. Is that a good swing with this? Is this a good look? Eddie?
Exit velocity wasn't going to be good if you made contact.
As you used to say, you stink.
Hey, there's a reason why I play once a week. Oh, he was young and nobody threw that hard back then.
A lot of movement too.
Yeah,
he had that two-seamer working with the Pirates.
Look, whatever it takes, justify it.
I was looking forward to this outing here with Garrett Cole because he had not come to Fenway in quite some time, and he had struggled here in the past. And let's not forget, it was Rafi Devers who was his nemesis. And when he got traded, I think there was the happiest person in baseball, most likely, was Garrett Cole to see him out of the division.
What keeps coming to my mind is there's a measurable difference in his arm angle a little bit that we talked about off camera a little bit, and you can just really, you know, are hitters picking it up a little bit more? Is that causing that leak back with a little bit of a lower arm slot? Some of the things that I just, my mind's going through as I watch him get hit hard pretty consistently.
Che Chang was called up yesterday, and that's off the end of the bat. And difficult play for Caballero, who waited for the second hop, but he is there to make the play. Quick inning for Cole. It's 4-zip after 4.
Back here in Fenway Park, Yankees manager Aaron Boone. We saw Garrett Cole come into the dugout after the previous half inning and gave him a gesture like enough is enough. What did you hear from him?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's making a lot of good pitches within the at-bat. Like, you know, the Contreras at-bat makes a lot of good pitches there to get to 2 strikes, and then, you know, trying to go in, misses down middle into his hot zone. So making a lot of good pitches, but some of the mistakes, they've obviously made him pay a little bit.
What do you want to see from your hitters against Bennett, second time through?
Yeah, he's on the attack, so he's doing a good job of coming right after us. You know, Belly's had a couple of good at-bats against them, but we got to string together some good at-bats. They've held us down so far this weekend.
Booney, thanks. Back to you, Carl.
It's been the story of the Red Sox recent resurgence, given the way this season has gone, and it's been their young pitching. Remember, they're doing this without an injured Garrett Crochet as Dominguez looks 0-2. That ball is hit to right field. And another one that is not barreled up or hit hard off the bat, and that is one out as Dominguez has flown out twice.
Carl, you mentioned Crochet, Roman Anthony. It doesn't seem like either one of those guys is close. Garrett Crochet is still working on strengthening that left shoulder, but he hasn't started his throwing progression. Roman Anthony is swinging a bat, but he's not actually hitting. He was out taking fly balls here at Fenway Park yesterday. Again, it doesn't seem like he's close to coming back.
All right, I'm going to follow up with that, Buster. Stay there as Caballero steps in against Bennett.
I would anticipate here Caballero being a disruptor. Bennett doing a really good job on the mound, setting the tone. This is where Caballero will wait, work the clock, wait until that 8th second and try to start disrupting Bennett a little bit.
On the 1-0. Buster, we talked about sort of the finish line really being the trade deadline. Did the fact that those injuries don't appear to be people they're going to get back quickly factor into the equation at all?
You would think so, but Carl, the American League is just so wide open. There was a day earlier this week where there were 4 teams tied for that 3rd wild card spot in the American League. And as Tracy told us before the game, you know, you win 8 out of 10 and your worldview is going to look very different. We saw that with the Kansas City Royals recently. They felt like they were left for dead 2 weeks ago, and all of a sudden they're back in that mud bog mix.
Yeah. Off, it's 3-1 to Caballero.
But there's no question, if the Red Sox decide to trade, there are players on this team who would be coveted by other clubs. But I think a lot of American League teams are going to struggle with the question of when do you decide buy or sell.
3-2. We're going to get you a studio update in just a moment.
Feedback from a lot of general managers is right now the message going out is, hey, we've got the amateur draft coming up, and then sometime after the All-Star break we'll begin to look at that question, are we going to sell now?
3-2.
It feels like everybody waits to the last minute, right? Like nobody's really making real moves. You see the Cubs picking up Peterson just for a depth piece with Brown going down. There's most of these guys wait to the last. Most of these organizations are going to wait to the last second to do that. They're going to maximize their players' values no matter what side they're on.
Beaten into the ground, and it is Chang over to first, and there are 2 quick outs here in the 5th. Back to the studio in KC.
Ravi, the Astros led 3-0, but Kerry Carpenter, Tim, gives the Tigers the lead with 1 swing.
Yeah, he mashes right-handed pitching. This is a hanging curveball, and he crushes it. First grand slam of the year for the Tigers. The Giants have 7 grand slams.
4-4 game, top 4.
Tim always finding things that just don't really make sense.
Tim's got all the nuggets.
That ball smoked. This is going to be the first hit. Is it going to be over the wall? No, and it looked like it was left of the yellow line. And we'll see if this is going to be called a home run or not. Yes, it is. Right of the yellow line. Home run for Max Schumann. That's his first. A couple of firsts at Fenway today. Schumann leaves, and it is now 4-1.
Did not waste any time either. They said it. 412 feet. The distance. Look at the exit velocity, but again, they swing at the first pitch. This has been their game plan, and this is why. Second time around, he's able to dictate the fastball. Center cut, and hits right on the line.
That's amazing. The foul pole in dead center. It hit right off it. You don't get that very often.
Great point. The foul pole in center.
Well, congratulations to Max Schumann. And that's a liner, 1 hopped. We'll have to throw to first. Nice play out there by Anthony Siegler. We got action here in the 5th. First hit of the game ends up being a homer off the bat of Schumann, as Volpe frustrated with that out. Watch Mighty Max as he goes to center. Major League Baseball continues after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. What? Back here at Fenway Park, Rossi, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, Carl Ravitch, 4-1. A couple of hard-hit balls there off Jake Bennett. Volpe, and certainly the homer from Schumann. Cole goes changeup, 1 ball, 1 strike. After he gave that double to Wilson Contreras, he has struck out 3 of the 5 that he has since retired. This one is right up the middle, and there's 1 down. First time Yoshida retired today.
We talked about a little bit of the fastballs not getting to the edges for Garrett Cole here. This ball is up, out, over, a little bit of leak back. Ball to the home run, opposite field side, but the fastball just middle away. These guys get extension here, just missing a little bit on the plate here for Garrett Cole when he's trying to get to the edges.
Rafaela check swing foul ball. How often do the sort of self-speeches work? Because it's quite clear that Cole was infuriated with himself, demonstrative, and since then it's been a little bit of a different Garrett Cole.
I think the mindset.
Until that, there's a line shot, hard hit off the bat of Rafaela, his 2nd hit of the game.
I remember having a discussion with John Lester when I was still catching, and sometimes you get out there, especially when you're coming back, and you want to move the ball around. How's my shape? How's my velocity? And sometimes it's just about, you know, screw it, I got to compete, man. You got to get after it. And we had a conversation. I remember screaming at him like, bro, you just got to compete. Just compete. And I think a little bit of getting angry, like you saw in the dugout earlier, is what's going to carry Garrett Cole through the rest of this game.
You hear so much about the mental side of things, and for pitchers like Cole, who've been at the top of their game, to come off of a major Tommy John surgery back in March of last year, it's got to be a little odd not to necessarily know your body, like know your arm, know what you're going to be capable of, when for the most part of your career you've known what you're capable of.
They say you're usually 2 years removed from Tommy John is when you're at your best, and it's just trying to get that feel. And what we've seen, at least in this inning, is he's gone more to the slider, to the changeup, and when he does throw something hard, it's the 2-seamer, it's the sinker. It hasn't been that 4-seamer, and you saw the depth in that last one to get a break.
That last changeup was nasty. I think it's the best one he's thrown today.
First time around the order, he only threw the changeup once. Second time, started incorporating just a little bit more.
Strike one. Yeah, definitely a little bit different.
I mean, you talked about it, Eddie. Look right here, the changeup, just the depth of that. It's got two-seam action, but real depth there, and a really good change of speed off the 98.
Contreras hard double last time up, takes one outside. The double was in fact his hardest hit ball of the season, and second by a Red Sox player all year. Durant had a ground out that was 114 plus off the bat. Inside, nearly got him. And you heard Adam Ottavino on the Baseball Tonight program before us. He thought Cole would come inside more often, and you did wonder after yesterday how Cole would handle Contreras. He's not leaning out as far over the plate as he did yesterday, but he's another one hard to center. Schumann is there, and a very good inning for Garrett Cole in spite of the Rafaela single. Moving quickly through 5, 4-1 Boston with Goldie coming up.
Welcome to the championships at Wimbledon. That is the locker room where the players enter, and the biggest storyline, the return of Serena Williams. She will play on Tuesday. Our coverage begins Monday, 6 a.m. Eastern time. Ravi, slightly more fancy than the last time I saw you.
Yeah, locker rooms at Wimbledon versus the clubhouses at Charles Schwab. Probably a little different when it comes to the amenities. But Budden's over there. Mike Monaco is over there. They leave Omaha with a bunch of others, and we look forward to the Wimbledon coverage. This one lifted high in the air to right. Abreu with the shades on. Eduardo is there to make the play.
Food in the oven but don't want to miss a pitch? Just tell Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes.
Serena Williams back to play, and that will be in round one against the Australian Maya Joint. She gets things rolling. That coverage goes from June 29th through July 12th on ESPN. The championships, Wimbledon. You're right, they're still being aggressive. I mean, you saw Austin Wells go early, and now we're back to the top with Goldschmidt, who's been retired twice.
I think the plan is coming in obviously was that, but they're not going to change that. Same guys on the mound, and he's just been dominant. I think it's just an elite extension that has been off the barrel, and they hadn't had any success. But he's throwing strikes. You got to be aggressive. Can't wait around.
Well, you're behind 0-2 if you're Goldschmidt, and that next one he thinks about, but it is off. You saw Aroldis Chapman. Certainly one of the pieces, as Buster has said, if the Red Sox do go into full trade mode, will be asked about. Another 6-inning start for a Red Sox starter. It's 2-2.
It's the second time he has Goldie on a 1-2 count and throws him the same curveball, same count to even it up. Last time he went changeup after that curveball in the dirt. Let's see what he does here.
38-year-old Paul Goldschmidt looks at the next one. That one misses. A good take from Goldschmidt, who has absolutely destroyed it. He's got a hit in 24 of his last 28, batting .328 with 9 homers over that span. The count goes full with 1 down. So how do you feel at 38? Are you 38 yet? I mean, look at these numbers. OPS above 150 in the age 38 season or older. Look at the names on the list. He's at 151 this year. Big Poppy's right down there on row number 1 as he avoids getting hit there. But Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer.
I think maybe some teams might have been a little regretful they didn't go harder after Paul Goldschmidt, the winner.
I would think that's the case, yes. Does seem to be sort of a, there is David Ortiz down there, a real good fit with the Yankees, you know.
He fits right in. I got to be around him a lot more during the WBC, and he's just the proest of pros.
And Rice can change this game with 1 swing. Got away from Narvaez. It's still called a strike. And It's 0-1.
Definitely gone to a lot more off speed, Eddie. As you saw him start Goldie off with a change up there, the walk, you know, just not coming at him with this lead at the back end of his start here, 72 pitches.
Rice, this could be 2. Ziegler, Cheng, and it is frustration for Rice, who grounds into a 4-6-3 double play. The Red Sox 48th, and another quality start by a Boston rookie starter. Jake Bennett is gotten through 6, giving up just 1 hit. Prior to the game here outside of Fenway, David Ortiz getting involved with helping to raise money in the relief efforts for those in Venezuela. Before the game, Eduardo talked with Mr. Contreras.
How hard has it been for you, and what have you heard?
Man, it's really hard. It's really hard, especially being here, trying to put a face that is not the right one, because my heart feels sad, and I'm really emotional. There's a lot of stuff going on in Venezuela, a lot of death. But we ask all of the countries to keep an eye on Venezuela. We need help to help each other, and we need people to be able to and willing to rescue people.
Gracias.
Gracias a ustedes.
All across Major League Baseball, Eddie, it is impacting clubhouses. And as Chad Tracy told us before the game, yes, you do feel it in your clubhouse.
It really is. The baseball, Major League Baseball community has a lot of representation from Latin America, a lot of representation from Venezuelan players. And they've been hit hard. We've had many players that have played at the Major League level and minor league level that were playing summer ball in Venezuela during the earthquake. And many have been affected. Family members have perished. Some have been rescued. Some were able to just get out in time from falling buildings. It's a real need, and I'm proud of every Venezuelan that is able to think about their country and their people. And the international world is going to have to come together on this one. It's a tough situation there.
Unimaginable destruction.
Well, they've got 5 guys from Venezuela in the Red Sox roster.
1-2 on the way to Duran. That is just a little bit inside as he fouled off a couple of Cole pitches. His pitch count now at 85. Cole has retired 8 of the 9 since giving up the hardest hit ball that he's given up since 2023. It was a Contreras double. Duran is gone. And a very good changeup down and away to the left-handed hitting Duran. Cole's got 5 strikeouts now.
That changeup's really showing up now to the lefties. Eddie, you talked about it, through 1 in the first inning. Starting to feel that changeup here to Duran. We saw the one to Abreu. Just the angry fastball before, and then just turning over that changeup. Really good depth, really good run to that.
Here's Durbin. Down and away, 1-0. People may, I don't know, do they forget whose shoes Caleb Durbin tried to come in, or is that part of the reason that he's been so much under the microscope this season to start for Boston?
I think they were big shoes to fill.
Huge.
Right? When you had Bregman, who was that leader in that clubhouse, the impact that he had on the young players last year, you cannot compare that. And to Durbin's credit, being a young player himself, coming into a clubhouse.
That one is hard hit. Durbin continues to hit it well. His first hit of the day, but he is aboard. He's now got a 3-game hit streak going.
Just think about all the free agents that have moved into other places, or even guys that got traded. It's hard to do well when you're trying to prove yourself in that environment. And I think he was over swinging, trying to do a little bit too much. And then he said, I'm going to get back to myself. And his version of himself is pretty darn good.
Aaron Boone is signaled to the bullpen. Looks like they're going to bring a lefty in. Cole's day is done, just shy of 90 pitches. 1 on, 1 down, 4-1. Back here, and you're watching ESPN Baseball. It's presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance on ABC today with David Ross, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney. I'm Carl Ravitch. They've gone to the bullpen. Cole is responsible for Durbin down there at first, and they go to their workhorse, and that's Brent Hedrick, the lefty.
Yeah, he's been that left-on-left weapon. He's going to be facing a righty. His secondary pitches is what makes him really effective. Not being afraid of throwing that fastball in. He has to be able to establish in against righties for that secondary stuff to work real well.
39 appearances, 32 of those he has not allowed a run. His ERA is terrific at 1.66. But he's behind 2-0 now to Siegler. It's a potent Yankee bullpen. Perhaps that's one of the areas they would like to address at the trade deadline. We'll get Buster's thoughts on that after the 2-0.
Oh, that's in.
3-0. Is that their, where are their interests, Buster, trade deadline?
Well, bullpen for sure. Look, Carlos Legrand is a really interesting prospect in the Yankees organization who was recently transitioned from starting rotation to the bullpen. So they're going to see how he evolves. But on top of that, Carl, I think they'll be in the market for a hard-throwing right-hander. But maybe the biggest right-hander they're looking for is some lineup balance. Someone like Ryan Jeffers, catcher of the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah.
They've had so much left-handed presence among their catchers the last couple of years, and I think they're looking for more balance as they go forward, not only with Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton coming back, but maybe with Ryan Jeffers, another right-handed hitting catcher.
Hedrick was released by the Twins just before spring training, and the Yankees claimed him. And he has just been so reliable out of the pen.
Buster,
he's in a circle of trust. Go ahead.
Buster, we don't see a lot of catchers traded at the deadline, and for good reason. You think that's something they could really do? And what do you think the reasoning behind that is?
Well, I mean, you know better than I do. There are a lot of teams that are reluctant to bring in a catcher because they are worried about a catcher learning a staff on the fly in the last 2 months. I think in this case, I think the Yankees are going to be open-minded because of the struggles of their offensive struggles of Austin Wells and their other catchers.
Makes sense.
How hard is that to learn a staff? How quickly can you do that?
Well, now you have so many coaches that can really help you on the fly with the game calling and some of the stuff that the guys like to do in certain situations. But it is the hard part comes when the rubber meets the road, kind of the bases loaded, you need to make a big pitch. What does a guy like to go to? Stuff like that in the big moments. Those are the things that you learn as the season progresses through spring training. But if you get a guy that's been around a little bit, like Jeffries, guys that have some established credibility, it can be seamless.
Oof, big swing and a miss from Narvaez.
And you guys remember maybe the best example of that, Rossi, was when Wilson Contreras was rumored to be a possible trade candidate of the Houston Astros, but Dusty Baker basically said to the front office, no, I'm sorry, I want Martin Maldonado because he knows this staff, and eventually convinced the owner in Houston not to go along with that trade proposal.
Narvaez has hammered lefties. His OPS is about 250 points higher against lefties than righties. That's out of play.
You can tell how comfortable he feels at the plate also on those two last swings that he's had. One of 5 Venezuelans on this roster.
There's 2 homers on the year. The next one, swing and a miss, and a really good slider there from Hedrick, and that will send Narvaez back to the bench. 2 strikeouts in the inning. As we score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com, official jerseys, memorabilia, hats, and hoodies. We got the season covered and you covered. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com. It's the official source for your favorite team gear. No Trevor Story, no Marcelo Meyer. Sung-Chae Cheng called up yesterday, and he looks at strike 1. Went 1 for 3 as he got called up from Worcester. The 4th Taiwanese-born player in Boston Red Sox history.
Batter's challenging the strike call.
The ABS Challenge is powered by T-Mobile.
Call's overturned. Boston has 2 challenges remaining.
The Sox have not been very good when it comes to the ABS Challenge. But they nailed that one. It's a big one there with 2 runners on and 2 down, trying to add to this lead.
I'm curious to find out right now if Chad Tracy, if the bases are loaded, would hit for Massa or not, because they're up 3 right now. Does he go for the kill? You got Cruz, if I'm not mistaken, warming up in the pen.
Yes. Yeah, he went. That ball is loose, thrown down to first, and that will do it. Edward does his job. He strands a couple since he comes in. And the Yankees will come up down by 3 with the middle of the order after this. You know ESPN is the home of MLB.TV. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. 7th inning, Boston up 4-1. Bennett is exceeding his season high. The last start, 6 innings, again at Colorado. Through 86 pitches. We've seen a little more hard contact here, and he did walk one. It was Goldschmidt in the last inning, but he got a big double play off the bat of Ben Rice. Rosario, Bellinger, and Dominguez. As Boston starts to get some guys loose in the pen, but a changeup gets Rosario way up front. Justin Slayton is warming up.
And you should, because it could turn on you in a hurry. This is the middle of the order, 3rd time around. Rosario makes a living off left-handed pitching after already popping up twice the previous 2 times.
1-2. Foul straight back.
We've also seen from Bennett a lot more off speed here late in these last 2 innings. Started Rosario with the sweeper for a strike, through the changeup, the pitch before that, trying to hide that fastball a little bit more late in the start.
Don't forget, Bellinger's last out to center field was scolded. That's too far inside. Pretty comforting, though, when you can pencil in big 64 out there, who's given him 5 or more innings and allowed 4 or fewer in each of his first 5, now 6 major league starts. On the ground, that was deflected by Contreras. Up, throws too late, throws it away. And backing it up is Narvaez. Contreras puts his hand up, almost acknowledging I shouldn't have done that.
Well, I think he did it because Bennett reached out with his bare hand to try to catch it. And that's not what you want him to do. Contreras lays out, but watch this. He throws a BB over there. He shouldn't have thrown it.
Oh, boy.
Let me tell you something. Wilson Contreras has an absolute cannon. Nice job knocking it down here. And I want to give Narvaez some love, backing up here, not stretching that thing into a double, backing up the play from first base.
All right, so feels like a big plate appearance for Bellinger. It's 0-1. He hit that ball hard last time. We've seen some hard contact now against Bennett. The next pitch will be his 82nd, 3rd time that Bellinger has seen Bennett. And Rosario hit that 103 miles an hour. Bellinger off his fists, fouls it off.
Watch Cody Bellinger. What makes him so tough, you see that simplified, the leg kick gets a little bit shorter. He gets that foot down a little bit earlier and really uses the opposite field.
Bellinger's got to line a single into center field. Rafaela's there quickly, but Bellinger, another hard hit ball. And the tying run will come to the plate in Jason Dominguez.
Yeah, this is interesting here. Dominguez hit a home run the other day against Tarek Skubal. Now, is Chad Tracy going to go get him here? They're going to spend a little time conversation-wise, or are they just going to have a talk with Bennett?
Is it me, or can you feel this building right now?
Yeah, these guys know Bennett a lot better than we do, but you would think that the pitcher's up in the pen for a reason. It's got to be Dominguez right here. You would pull this trigger if you're set up with this scenario before the game starts. You're thinking, I'm going to that guy. So it's interesting. Let's see how this thing plays out. At the back end, 82 pitches for Bennett.
Shulman hit the homer in the 5th inning. There was the walk and a hard hit double play, and now 2 aboard and nobody out for Dominguez.
Are you surprised that Contreras is playing where he's playing here? Even with the bag at third. He's got to move at first base.
Back
yeah, he's got to move back. Dominguez is not going to bunt here.
3 hits in the game for the Yankees, but 1 swing away from tying it. Dominguez, though, is behind 0-2, and he goes with a changeup to get him to swing and foul it off.
That's the first changeup Dominguez sees from Bennett this afternoon. Might get another one here. Just a little bit lower out of the zone. On high. Here it comes. 1-2 count. He's gone to the curveball against Goldschmidt twice. Does he go to the curveball or changeup?
Dominguez, a 300 hitter against lefties, just 176 runners in scoring position, fouls that off.
That's a dangerous pitch in this ballpark.
That's his go-to. I love that he's sticking with his strength here. 4-seamer up, trying to get him to chase out of the zone. Now I feel like the changeup might come.
Has to, right?
Swing and a miss. And what a pitch there by Bennett when he needed it most, and that may be the last man that he faces. Dominguez is gone, and here comes Tracy. Jake Bennett is going to leave here with 1 out in the 7th, responsible for 2 on, but a standing ovation from the Fenway faithful, who's had a few things to cheer about in this series against the Yankees. Jake Bennett out of the game. Slayton coming in. Game in the balance here in the 7th. All right, Rossi, give Jake Bennett, your pitcher, a grade here today.
Oh, man, A+. I mean, he only gave up 3 hits. Worked quick, efficient. That's an A+ here.
A+.
1 home run.
Love it. Now Slayton out of the game. This guy's got to find it a little bit here, Rossi. Charged with a loss Wednesday, allowed 8 earned over his last 5 2/3 in his last 6 outings. Before that, dialed in 4 earned in his previous 13 appearances. He gets Caballero and is behind 1-0.
Yeah, this is their guy that bridges it to the back end. He is the guy they hand the ball to. Real quality stuff. Kind of your bridge leverage guy early in the game. Coming in here, 1st and 2nd, 1 out.
Caballero, 283 runners in scoring position on the season. Takes one, and that is in there at 97. A sinker, 1-2. Boston trying to win the first 3 games of this 4-game series. And Slayton ready. Caballero last time up, ground ball to short. He struck out his first time up. Oh, that is just off. It was close.
And he made a good point with Caballero. It feels like the game slows down when he gets in the box.
Yeah, he slows it down. He makes pitchers work.
Rossi, I would think in a 2-on situation and a 2-2 count on a pitch that close with challenges to go, would you have used a challenge there?
Well, I think sometimes as a catcher it's hard when you reach, and really you saw him having to reach across his body there. You don't get a good sense of whether it was a strike or not.
How about Caballero? First at bat where he struck out, he saw 7 pitches. Second at bat, he grounded out to the shortstop. He saw 7 pitches. 7th pitch about to come up right now.
That's staying alive right there. Rosario and Bellinger, the base runners. 3-run game. Here it comes. Called strike 3, and we're going to have an appeal. So close to where the 2-2 pitch went that was not challenged by the Red Sox. This time Caballero looks at it.
Confirmed New York has one
And
challenge.
the strike is confirmed. Caballero punched out by Slayton.
They won't have a pinch hitter here.
Schumann, who hit his first homer this year, is going to be pinch hit for by Jazz Chisholm. So it'll be Jazz against Slayton. 2 runners on. Chisholm, a 167 hitter with runners in scoring position.
This would be the Yankified Jazz Chisholm.
Yes, before the game we got into the conversation about Lollipop Man, Jazz Chisholm, with Aaron Boone. And he said, I love Jazz Chisholm. And by the way, he has said that for years. There is a unique relationship between those two. But he said, yeah, we've Yankee-ified Jazz a little bit. But we also appreciate, you know, who he is and some of the things that he does. Lollipop in the mouth wasn't one of them.
Well, you have to be able to not allow Jazz to get his hands extended. When he does get extended, that's when the magic happens for the Yankees and their everyday second baseman.
9 of his 12 homers against righties, but a .228 average against the right-handers. Bennett out, and here's the next one from Slayton in there for a strike. Jazz maybe thought about it, but he will not go to the appeal.
And it's tough to go from the bench when you play every day.
Especially here in Boston. There's the cages. There's no cage on the visiting side right by there.
By the dugout, none. You have to take a long walk.
Abreu playing fairly shallow, looking if there is a ball hit to him to potentially cut down Rosario in on the fists of Chisholm.
That was way in there, 97.
That's what you're talking about. Do not let those hands get extended. How about the knuckles? That was close.
That was way in there. That short path.
Cutter, four-seamer, sweeper, and an occasional sinker on a 2-1. Way inside the Jazz. That's a really good block by Narvaez.
Yeah, the one thing about Slayton, everything's pretty hard here. Nice block by Narvaez here. Just that down and in, trying to go back foot, but everything's really hard from Slayton.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out and 2 on to Chisholm. He's gone. Slayton with a cutter at 95 to put away the pinch hitter Chisholm. And the Yankees' frustration today continues as they strand 2. Jake Bennett will walk over and give some love to Slayton. Chisholm is out. We go bottom 7. Stretch it out. Play Ball, baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, scan the QR code or go to playball.org and follow Play Ball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Looks like Nate Eaton is going to pinch hit for Masataka Yoshida. His day is done as we go bottom 7. Caballero's moved to left field. Bellinger is in center, and Jazz is now at second base. Eaton swings the first one from Hedrick, and he's way out in front. wind has been down most of the day, and the flag is still hugging the pole itself, not blowing in any direction. Here's a take and an appeal to first, and Adam Humbauri says no. Midway point of the regular season, an important time for teams who are taking stock as to what direction they're going to go in at the trade deadline. Boston still just 5 games out of the wild card race. That strike 3 caught looking as Hedrick blows away.
And man, Carl, their worldview is going to change. You take the first 3 games of the series against the best team in the American League.
Yeah, how dramatically do you think it'll change as Aaron Boone's coming out to make a change? Significantly, Buster?
I think that they are, like a lot of teams in the American League, are trying to look for reasons to not sell.
To stay in it, yeah. All right, Camilo Doval coming in out of the Yankee pen here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Numbers for Doval, high ERA at 5.10, 34th appearance of the season. Wednesday came against Detroit, went 2/3 of an inning, walked 1. Sunday against Cincinnati, went an inning, 2 hits, a run, it was earned, walking 2 Ks. Here's Rafaela, and that first one from Doval is on the corner. And this looks like it may be a fail for Rafaela. That one appeared to be right on the line of the strike box. It was called a strike, and it
Call is confirmed. Boston has 1 challenge remaining.
As they lose the challenge there. So Yoshida gets pinch hit for. He had a homer and a single by Eaton, who struck out, and now it's Rafaela. Fastball there. Did you guys think about the Yoshida decision in any way, shape, or form?
I know where baseball is right now, but I don't like the move. The reason being, you're already winning 4-1. Yoshida's at bat, if it does come back into play, it'll be in the 8th inning, maybe with the bases loaded, or in the 9th inning against a right-handed pitcher. And now you've lost Yoshida, and now you're putting Eaton in a situation with no more bench from the left side to try to produce. You're winning by 3. I just don't understand it.
Doval with a couple of sliders gets this one on a 1-hopper, and thrown out is the speedy Rafaela.
Well, Yoshida having a great day today as well, like you're talking about, and when you're going to throw guys a bone left on left or right on right or whatever your platoon situation is, it's really valuable for those guys to see those moments, because that may come up later in the season. You may need them in a certain spot. Like you said, you've already pinch hit for somebody earlier in the game, and they may have to face the same-sided pitcher at some point in the game.
Brayu's foul ball. You've been in the situation as a manager.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like I know I've spoken to a lot of managers. There's a side of you that wants to do what you think is right. There's another side that's telling you to do what other people or the numbers are telling you to do. Do you get into a...
Well, it's always valuable to play the matchups in the leverage situations. The moments come that Eduardo's talking about is the leverage situations. Like we've got a 3-run lead. It's okay if Yoshida rolls over one. To start,
you'll have him again if you need him later.
Yeah, if he comes later and the game gets tighter. It's a really good point by Eduardo, and I think as a manager you find yourself in these situations of, like, I would rather give Jason Hayward this left on left at bat, but I've pinch hit for him all year, so now it's unfair to him and unfair to the righty that I always give his at bat to the guy. So you find yourself in a really
spin cycle.
Yeah, and now you feel like you're doing no one justice in games that aren't in leverage.
Doval 1 and 2 to Abreu with 2 outs here in the 7th, and that's another foul ball.
Well, this foul ball then allows me to come in and basically say, look, the objective to any manager is you want to put the player in the best position to succeed, but the win, the W, is the most important thing. And right now, even if they're up by 3, they've put them in a weaker position to succeed.
Abreu gone. Doval very filthy change.
If they lose that lead.
They may. We'll see. 4-1. We go to the 8th. 8-9-1 coming up. A quarter after the hour of 3 here in the East, and the Red Sox got off to a fast start when Yoshida, the leadoff hitter, took Cole out. It was Yoshida's second homer. And then we went to the second inning, and Anthony Siegler, former first-round pick of the Yankees, hit his first career homer to make it 2-zip. They led it 4-1 when a ball hit off the foul pole in center field. That's right, for a homer off the bat of Schumann, his first of the year. And all that offense backed up what is now the 10th consecutive quality start by the Red Sox starting staff, as Bennett was outstanding. Ball in the air to center field, and Rafaela is there as Garrett Whitlock is into the game, and Volpe continues the aggressive nature of the Yankee hitters as he is out on one pitch from one of the better relievers in the game.
Yeah, this is the strength of the Red Sox, right? You get the lead. Slater hands it over to Whitlock, and Whitlock trying to hand it over to Chapman.
If I'm a team that needs relief help, this is the guy. This is one of the top ones in my this is priority number one.
You had him with the WBC?
Love this guy. Do anything you ask for him. Elite stuff, great character, fits in anywhere.
What did you learn about the character of the player on the WBC team? I mean, that's a unique experience, right?
Well, you learn the superstars and why they're the superstars. It's not just their performance, but their off-the-field contributions to the communities they're in, the leadership, being around guys like Aaron Judge and Kyle Schwarber. I mean, just all around, they just quality humans as well as great players. And work ethic was untouched.
2-0. Durbin waved off. Chang right there, 2 down.
No, but seriously, what did you learn in the bullpen with those guys?
Just how to unscrew the top of the water and hand them a baseball. Go get them, big boy. No, Garrett was one of the ones. I
show us what you used to
do. Here you go. You all good? Need me to rub one out? That's all
baseball.
We needed. That's it. Go throw hard.
Good luck out there.
Actually, Whit here pitching was one of the guys I was just talking about. What do you need? Trying to get to know these guys, and early on he goes, whatever you need, I'll be ready.
Just ask.
Just ask.
That's what you want.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, Goldschmidt jam there. Grounder, Chang up with it. They've kept Goldschmidt in control. They've kept Rice in control. Combined, those two 0 for 7. New pitcher for the Yankees, Paul Blackburn, the big righty, who generally will give you 2 innings. He's done that in 8 of his last 19 outings. And there is some starting experience as well. This will be his 25th appearance. We are in the bottom of the 8th. Boston's leading at 4-1. Wilson Contreras doubled today. Swings and hits one on the ground. Charge, bare hand. Did he do it? Oh, yeah. Pretty play. Anthony Volpe to get Contreras.
That's why they call it do or die. Right there. That's the only chance he had, and the focus on that last hop that actually spun out to the right. Anthony Volpe making a beautiful play right there.
Look how he presses with his bare hand. You see that with the glove side hand, but that bad hop, he redirects himself, keeps his hand down, and makes a phenomenal throw to get Wilson Contreras at first base. Great play, Volpe.
Yep, by half a step. Eddie, what was the exit velocity? Like, that ball had a little pace on it.
It did. But it had a lot of spin. And the trick is, though, with exit velocity, the problem was the negative launch.
Ground ate it up.
Big time.
Duran hits a hard one on a one-hopper. Goldschmidt is there. Quick inning here. 2 down from Blackburn.
So that was the problem with my career, the negative launch. The negative launch. I've never heard that like that.
There wasn't much negative launch in your appearances against Cole. There was no launch.
As of a swing and miss.
And there was one hard hit ball to center.
Lack of barrel. Yeah, 1 for 10 isn't good in this game, Carl.
No, as Cole said, this is not the try hard league, it's the get it done league.
There you go.
That's a quick one for Blackburn on a grounder to Chisholm. And that will do it here in the bottom of the 8th. Last inning coming up. It's 2, 3, and 4. Rice, Rosario, and Bellinger. Chapman coming in, and ESPN Baseball presented by Liberty Mutual. Knock savings out of the park with Liberty Mutual. Yeah, I mean, this game has moved along, boys. Yesterday's game was 2 hours and 21 minutes. This one is on pace to beat that. And what do we have? 11 pitches thrown total in the 8th inning. 11.
It's amazing what happens when you throw strikes. We've had strike throwers that have pitched in this game, and also 2 aggressive offenses.
Now, it didn't feel like Chapman threw a ton of warm-up pitches because there was only 4 thrown by Blackburn in the last half. But 98, he got him a chase.
He's not loose yet. 98.
Here are the numbers on Chapman. He's had a few hiccups lately. And Rice 0 for 3. And late there, 99, loosening up. All right, you reading those 2 swings? Are you going right back up there?
It looks like Aroldis is really feeling. I mean, quick to the plate. It's tough, left on left. I mean, it's a tough matchup. Oh, foul ball. I heard something. Maybe not. Am I hearing things?
I heard it too.
You just have the conversation with yourself.
This here. Shh. Oh, maybe no.
Nope.
Yep.
I didn't hear.
You see things and you hear things now. 100. So as Eduardo said at 98, not loose yet, and then he's now loose at 100 miles an hour, and Rice is gone. An 0 for 4 day for Ben Rice.
It's impressive, Rossi. In 2016, the run of the Cubs, your squad, he was there, still doing this, exactly this, at this velocity.
It is amazing. He feels like he's getting that much better with the secondary style. It used to be, you know, basically all fastball, maybe an occasional slider. I mean, the ability to land the secondary stuff has really improved over the years, and he's still throwing 100 plus.
Yeah, slider to get ahead of Rosario. Ahmed singled this last time up, but boy, did that have some arm side run. It's 0-2.
It's the only guy I've ever caught that arm side run, if you didn't get your glove up fast enough, it was gone.
He gone.
He gone.
Like that.
Exactly like that. I had a warm-up pitch that I missed that was like, oh, you might want to pay attention. Get ready a little sooner. This is a different guy, different level.
One hopper, and Chang has been really good at short, and he throws across the diamond.
Tell you what, Chang and Volpe both have been phenomenal defensively today.
All right, boys, and you've experienced this, but Red Sox Yankees, especially on Sunday nights, used to be 4.5, 5 hours.
The worst.
We're looking at back-to-back games currently that are in the 220 range. Yankees, Red Sox. We're at 218 now. And Bellinger not interested in the first one. Slider at 89.
And that's that separator, Eddie, that just landing that after 99. Middle, left on left.
Opponents hit 212 against him. A whip of 124 and looking for another strikeout. No, Bellinger fouls that off. Red Sox as a team haven't been great at home. Chapman has been much better at home than on the road. 12 games, a .54 ERA, and trying to end it here on an 0-2. Just off. Close. He wanted it.
101.
Against the Yankees in his career, 10 saves, a .50 ERA, 13 strikeouts.
Wow, you talk about being able to foul off a tough pitch.
That was out of the catcher's glove. That was deep.
4 of his 5 pitches have registered triple digits to Bellinger. He is seeing it well enough to send souvenirs to the upper deck here on the third base side for the fans waiting.
Well, this is what makes Cody Bellinger so good, like we talked about before. Just simplify that lower half and throws his hands at it. Tough to get out.
Another 1-2 as Boston tries to take the first 3. That's a really good take. Dominguez, the on-deck hitter, if they can get there. This one it may be playable and foul ground over. There's Durbin. No. He would have had it dove into the Yankee dugout. Would have been a great visual, but he wasn't interested. There are not very many empty seats here at Fenway on a sunny Saturday, in which Boston tries to take the first 3 from the first place team.
Every fastball he's thrown Bellinger this inning has been over 100 miles per hour.
Yep. Including that one.
3-2 slider here.
Right in your living room right here. Watch your lips. There's that arm side run. That's scary.
Come with another 100-mile-an-hour fastball, or you try to go away with a slider to get him chase. He went with the slider and it wasn't close. What an at-bat is right for Bellinger to keep this thing going. Boy, was that impressive.
An 11-pitch at bat, and he saw 7 pitches over 100 miles per hour.
Here's Dominguez, struck out last time with 2 runners on. Popped up, and Contreras is there to make the play, and the Red Sox have taken the first 3 against the first place Yankees. They win it today 4-1 in a game that took 2 hours and 22 minutes to complete. Packed house that showed up to see this great rivalry has been rewarded with another Boston win. Red Sox improved to 35-46, and the Yankees pick up their 34th loss of the season, which temporarily has them with 1 more than the Tampa Bay Rays. Give Jake Bennett a whole bunch of credit, and some unlikely home run hitters in Masataka Yoshida and Anthony Siegler. How long can the Boston starting pitching continue to do what they're doing? 10 consecutive quality starts with a whole bunch of strikeouts.
They've got such a good young staff mixed with some veteran guys, and they got real stuff down there. And Andrew Bailey and that pitching group knows how to handle success. They've done a really nice job as of late and really handed it to, you know, the Yankees have had 0 offense these first 3 games of this series. Boston's come out and really kind of punched them in the mouth.
Buster, Friday and Saturday, the New York Yankees managed 3 hits in each game, and we send it down to you with a guy that had a big hit for Boston.
And that would be Anthony Siegler. Home run, your first in the big leagues. What was that like?
It was electric. It was awesome. I mean, just trying to take a pitch by pitch. Got a pitch I needed, I wanted, and just tried to put a good swing on it, and I did.
Tell me what's going on in your heart when you see the ball go over the wall.
Please go. Please go.
Did you get the ball?
No, I hope I did. I don't know where it is, but I mean, if I get the ball, I don't get the ball, I do not care. We got to win today. It was a great team effort. JB from the start, our bullpen did a great job, top to bottom in the lineup. It was a lot of fun. It was great.
Yeah, what about Jake Bennett? What did you see in him?
Just, he's a dog on the mound. I mean, all of our pitchers, all of our starters, our bullpen, they're dogs. He filled up the strike zone. Everything was working today. All speed was working, and it was just fun to watch.
You guys say game 1 of the series, game 2, game 3. What is going on?
We're looking for the sweep tomorrow. Like I said, we're gonna enjoy today, but tomorrow we're just gonna come in, handle business per usual, and hopefully we get the sweep.
Last one, Tracy said before the game, everyone's looking at the standings knowing that everyone is bunched together in the American League. How much conversation among you guys about that?
I mean, you've seen it this series. We're fighting. We're fighting. We got a great support staff behind us. Our fans are electric. So, I mean, we're going to surprise a lot of people in the long run.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Carl.
All right, Buster. There's a little different feel right now. Again, no one knows where this goes, but you can feel the enthusiasm and energy, right?
That's what stood out to me about Anthony Ziegler, the energy, the way he is just so happy to come to the yard, perform, and be a part of a W here in Boston.
How about Yoshida leading it off with the home run and Bennett being able to continue to just pound the zone? It was a quick game because of strike ones. The ability to be able to throw that fastball, attack, and the young staff, especially those lefties, are doing the job for the Red Sox.
They'll be partying here, and Banana Ball will return tonight on ESPN. 8 Eastern, it's the Bananas wearing their yellow like the Red Sox facing the Party Animals Sunday at 4, the rematch here on ABC. Stream both games anytime on Disney Plus and the ESPN app. 2 hours, 22 minutes. The Yankees in a little bit of a funk here, and the Judge Stanton absence along with Grisham rearing its head a little bit for sure. Boston a winner as they do it in quick fashion thanks to Yoshida and Ziegler with a homer. For Eduardo Perez, David Ross, Buster Olney, and our entire crew, I'm Carl Ravitch saying so long from here. We're going to send it back to the studio, get some more from Fenway Park. And here is Kevin Connors.